Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again with another G.I. Joe Classified series action figure review, and today we have in front of us Zarana, which I'm very excited to finally have in hand. I like the artwork. It's another one of those artworks I have to say. I mean, I like it and I don't have the ability to do this myself. But I think it's a cool artwork, but I don't know if it's the kind of artwork I would use for this line. That's what I mean. With all respect to the artist, the work is awesome, it looks great, but maybe for this specific character, because she's all punk rocky and colorful and all of that, but still, yeah, I would prefer something like this, or like the Karl Kopinski again, the guy who did the Serpentor, like that kind of very detailed, very realistic, yeah, kind of, or this, kind of detailed artwork. We are here for the figure, legalese. This is still the window full packaging. Here we have the graphics. Let me focus there, because someone told me there in the comments, like, nice that you show these things even if you didn't focus. So I'm focusing there. I won't go and search this in the internet, I just don't do that. If you're interested, please go yourself to the website and yeah, do that. Let's take this girl out of there and see how good she actually is. And there we have our G.I. Joe Classified Zarana out of the packaging with everything she comes with. And looking great. This is, I don't know, I just did CoverGirl and I told you all, like, she was my favorite female character so far. Next to Baroness and all of that. But maybe this one has taken her place. The figure is also not perfect. It has a couple of, I do have a couple of nitpicks. You can see the weapon, of course, has a peg hole for the fire effects. Yeah, she's a great figure. I did have to put her into hot water and all of that, and I actually just got today silicone spray, so I did separate the pieces and I put spray on both joints for the diaphragm and the waist here, so that I can actually use those. It's still I'm still not like turning all the way around like nothing, but it's much better, and I do notice like I have more mobility, which is great, because I want to be able to pose my figures. Just look at that. I think she has a great expression. The hair is cool with those gradients and all of that. But before we get into the figure, let's get into the accessories. Here's her little backpack, which is where you put this, something like a hit knife, I guess. You just place it here. I'm doing it wrong, of course, like that. And actually, I like this tiny little backpack. It's a different one, of course. I guess it's the way it looked with the original figure back then. I never had a Zarana. I never even saw a Zarana, O-ring figure from back in the day. But anyway, there you have again the knife. You have the detail there. You can understand it's kind of a heat blade. I like it, and it's of course cast in black with that red paint on top of it. The backpack is just cast in brown. A little dagger here. I like it. It doesn't have any cobra thing. She's a dreadnought. She's not like a proper cobra person, if I'm right. They're like mercenaries or something like that, right? Please let me know in the comment section, actually. Here you have her machine gun, saw blade, whatever. It's a cool looking one. She gets to, well, you already saw maybe in the thumbnail, if that's the one I chose, that she can hold the gun with both hands here and here. And of course the clip is removable. It just fell down, but it's, yeah, just like that. And as usual, and it clicks and it's there. And I like the design of this weapon. I don't know if the base of the, well, if we would remove like the blade, the the chainsaw, the saw thingy here, I think that's an official existing weapon. Yeah, I mean it looks like that, and I don't know if this exists as well. But anyway, there we have Zarana. Yeah, let's get into business. Just take a look at that face again. Even if the my copy is not perfectly painted, I have the feeling that that eyebrow is a bit misplaced. But yeah, I mean she has a mean, gnarly expression, and that's good because I mean she's not a good girl, you know. She belongs to the streets, and you see her, you know, her trousers all torn, and she has like pink leggings. She's a punk rocker kind of thing. Her shoulder armor there. It's a bit annoying when trying to lift the arms. We'll get into that in a moment. I mean, she's like engineered so that the armor gets into the, you know, the butterfly joint, the cup there. Like it should go in, but it's a bit, yeah. It wasn't like that from the get go, you know. Her boots with those ridiculous knee pads, but actually, I mean ridiculous. I'm saying ridiculous, but they're actually quite cool. I mean, nowadays the sculpt is nicer. I guess the old figure it was, yeah, ridiculous. Anyway, she has some spurs there on her boots, and that's a cool thing. I mean, I think maybe it's the first figure that has that from G.I.JoeClassified. I mean, and the inside of the, you know, the thigh here is like bolstered a bit like the Vipers, even if she's not a Viper, you know, but you get what I mean. She has a nice sculpt. You can judge yourself. It's nicely sculpted there, the chain there, all the detail, and she has a very nice, I mean, the, you know, she has like the six-pack there. It's very nicely sculpted. Kudos to the sculptor. I don't remember the name. That's with that hair. And I mean, the original hairdo, I was like, oh, that looks horrible. I mean, that's the original, yeah, but it looks like, well, I wouldn't say like what. I mean, it looks a bit, yeah, like a flower. And, or like some piece of bread. But actually, when I put it on, I was like, actually, I think it looks really, I mean, of course, it's very particular, you know, but I like how it looks. Just, I mean, it's, yeah, it's very specific, but I actually kind of dig it, and I'm considering getting a second copy of this named character to have both readily available, to not have to be changing, you know, the hair the whole time. There it is. But yeah, it's easy to remove, and of course she looks weird without any hair, so make sure you don't lose both hair pieces. Yeah, now articulation wise, the head is on a dumbbell, but of course the hair will get in the way. That's as much range she gets without any hairpiece, so it's still not that much. But yeah, be careful with this one. If you remove it, the hair is, I mean, the sideburns are so thin that you can, yeah. Anyway, it's flexible. You have that much tilt to the sides, which is great. She can look down that far, and of course the neck is also on a ball peg, which is on the torso. The arms, that's what I wanted to tell you. I mean, if you are careful, you can lift them to like a T-pose. This one at the beginning was not doing it, but then I put it into hot water and actually popped the arms out. Yeah, I dismembered this whole figure in order to make it more like flexible, you know, and I did actually, I managed. So she can do the T-pose, which is good, but it's a bit tricky again. If you need to heat it maybe a couple of times. I use hot water. I don't like much the air method, but if you prefer that, then do that. She can turn, I mean, she has the bicep cut, and also the peg to the arms is a bit like thin, so always be careful with these female bicep joints, swivels, and yeah, but it's it's there. You know, I didn't break it. I hit her, put her into hot water a couple of times, so kind of got used to how she's built and all of that. That double jointed elbows here, pinless of course, but you have to be, I mean, that's the whole range actually. I mean, a bit more. Actually, it's a bit more. That much. I think the hand is, I know it's not frozen. Can turn all the way around, and this one has a horizontal swivel, and this other one has a vertical swivel. So you at least have one of each. I think it's good sometimes to have a vertical one and a horizontal one. Of course, if we had like more hands, then we could, I mean, we could decide how we mix and match the swivel situation. The diaphragm can go backwards that far, good range. Can go forwards that far, is a bit less, but yeah, if you mix it with the waist, she'll bend that far forward. If you mix it backwards, she'll go that far backwards, and you don't have like horrible gaps or anything. Now she can tilt to the sides a little bit, like this and like that. Also, if you mix it with the waist, it will go like that. And that, now I can do it that easily because I use that silicone spray both here and here. The legs, luckily, I didn't need to do anything for the hips because they are very easy to move in this figure. So she can do the full splits, no problems there. She has this thing like in the hips here, the cut goes to, I mean, that far, you know, that's the leg straight, and you can see that cut there. So she won't get any problem lifting those legs. And you can, of course, if you use the drop down, I mean, without the drop down mechanism, you can kick that far. And if you use, actually, that's already there. So you have a little bit over 90. That's with the drop down already. If I use both, yeah, something like that. She gains motion, and as this figure is very, I mean, it's not loose, but the joints are easy to move, I'm not afraid of breaking anything, and she moves really nicely. I mean, the legs have a nice range of motion, and she can throw some nice kicks. Anyway, you have a thigh cut, of course, can go all the way around. I don't need to turn the whole way. The legs can kick backwards that far, and the spur will get to touch that, yeah, cake. And you have the boot cut, of course, where the boot starts, and that's nicely hidden. The feet can go backwards that far, and can go forwards that far, and can bend. They have a nice ankle tilt. It's not the best again, but it's a good one. I mean, you have to remember that she has these stylized boots, and yeah, it's a good one. This is maybe at this moment my actual favorite female figure from the G.I. Joe Classified line, and not only, at least at this kind of low to mid price point, you know. Actually, I mean, she's just a great looking female character, and the figure is nicely put together. It's not perfect. The butterfly joints, I just forgot about them. They can go backwards that far, and they can go forwards that far. I mean, she has nice range. That's with the butterfly. Of course, if you are using the arm straight, it will be a bit more limited. But yeah, she gets to do a bit of cross action. Maybe the other arm is easier because she doesn't have that much plastic. She just has that strap. She gets to cross the arm a little bit, I mean, in front of her face. She has useful butterfly joints. That's what's I'm wanting to say. And there we have our G.I. Joe Classified series Zarana, next to a couple of Alley Vipers and a couple of Crimson Bats, next to a Marvel Legends Lady Hawkeye, a couple of Black Series, Ayla Secura, Ahsoka Tano, and the Dark Trooper, next to Sartan, the Crocmaster, and Fiona. And next to the other female characters, I mean mainline, Release, in the classified series line so far. I mean, of course, there's the Scarlet, the first release. I actually have her here, but I just couldn't fit her. Let's put it here. And I also have the movie characters like Scarlet, the other Baroness, and Akiko. I don't have the Blue Ninja, but yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, the main characters here. I think Zarana is a great figure. I mean, as I just said it before, I think they're just knocking it out of the park. And yeah, you must get her, I think. I mean, if you're collecting classified, of course, you're gonna get her. And if you don't get her, you're making a mistake. That's my opinion. I mean, yeah, I think she just pops and totally stands out, and it's just nicely executed. Please leave a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao, ciao.